you know, girl, I be feeling this love. Even when I'm down, you wanna waiting this up. It's not blessing, I'ma no be luck. Baby, nobody feel day like you. I said nobody feel make me feel the way you do. I'ma get that hello. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. Money go check hello. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. They never know. They never know. My lady, you know me, no fi give up on you never. Wanna be with you forever, 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 forever. Oh baby, where we they go? Now forward and far, backward never. Them they pray make we run down never, 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 never. I'ma get that hello. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. Money go check hello. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. They never know. They never know. Without you, baby, the journey go too rough. So you know, girl, I be feeling this love. Even when I'm down, you wanna waiting this up. It's not blessing, I'ma no be luck. Baby, nobody feel day like you. I said nobody feel make me feel the way you do. I'ma get that hello. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move, they never know. They never know. Money go check hello. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move, they never know. 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 My lady, you know me, no fi give up on you never. Wanna be with you forever, 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 forever. Oh baby, where we they go? Now forward and far, backward never. Them they pray make we run down never, 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 never. you're the best I know. Our next move, the never.
Let's go, everybody. Here we go. Here we are. How is it going? This is the last Hohner Live of 2023. It's December 21st. Let us know in the chat from where you're tuning in. I see Tina here. You probably know
Yes.
Tommy already from the Discord server. Sergio, hola. I don't know how to pronounce that Spanish stuff, man. Joan Paul Cumelas. Yeah, we invited him already. We did a Hohner Live with him. You should check it out. Tina says, hi, Tommy. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward. This is basically the first time of us getting to know each other.
Yes.
Please welcome Tommy the Graaf from Berlin tuning in. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And I think, I don't know. I noticed you're playing probably on the Discord server.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I might have seen a video before on Instagram, but I'm not sure.
I'm not very active on social media so far, so I have a couple of things on there, and maybe you've seen some of that. But otherwise, I've taken part in maybe in total 3 challenges.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's probably where you know me from, first place.
But yeah, it's crazy that you're in Berlin, which isn't too far away from here.
Yeah.
And you just told me that you lived there for 13 years now.
By now it's 13 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Originally,
you thought of going to Amsterdam, maybe. So you basically have Belgian, and you also speak Dutch a little.
I speak, well, actually it's my mother tongue. So it's my original language, I would say, is Dutch.
Yeah.
Because I was born in the Flemish part of Belgium. But I have to admit, after 13 years in Berlin, it's getting kind of rusty, my Dutch. It's really.
I see. Do you still have like any use cases?
Just like the regular, like the occasional, not regular, occasional Skype with my parents.
Okay.
Or, the couple of visits that we have per year. Every year, and then what I speak with my kids, I speak Dutch with them, but it's like they're 3 and 6, so the level of this, the level of conversation is not the same as with like as you and I are speaking.
I see, yeah.
It's getting more natural now as they grow a bit older, but I'm noticing, and it's a really weird feeling to have like no language anymore, which feels that natural that you can really just talk without thinking about it. Like I've noticed that when I speak Dutch, sometimes I translate from German, and weird things come out. And also my pronunciation. My friends have told me that my pronunciation has changed quite a bit, which is also scary to hear. But yeah, it's the way it is. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. I don't know. It's also hard for me to keep the language alive. I don't know.
Abroad, that after a while you kind of go between, like you have like 2 half mother tongues. Like, yeah.
The only way I tried to keep the language alive was like watching Arjen Lubach on YouTube and like his show,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't do that anymore. I should. Because it's fun and you learn some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you also learn some stuff that probably isn't necessary to learn about if you're in Germany.
Yeah.
Like Dutch political stuff. Like.
Yeah, it's good to know. Of course, it's good to stay to stay informed. But there's so much. Like what's happening here is so overwhelming, and also the German language is so aggressive and overwhelming that it really like takes a lot of space in your brain. So I feel like most of the time I'm really like thinking in German. Like I feel more and more connected to this country and its language and culture. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So over the past months, you uploaded some fantastic submissions to the challenges, and you're very careful with your intonation, which I value a lot. And you have a great tone. But you told me you moved to Berlin for your studies, right? Or like an
just
exchange kind of year?
after a couple of
A year
years,
abroad.
I did my master's in Brussels,
Okay.
and then I worked for about 4 years there in Brussels, in a totally different industry than I work in from the one I work in now.
Yeah.
And then after 4 years of doing that, I kind of, and my then girlfriend, we both like had this desire to go abroad and experience something new. And then we started looking for jobs in interesting cities in Europe mainly. And then it turned out to be Berlin, and that's how I ended up here.
Yeah, and now
Work
you're
experience.
playing a lot of harmonica. You're teaching in Berlin.
Yeah, that's been going on for a couple of years now, and yeah, it's crazy how things can change in life. I studied linguistics. After my studies, I worked in the financial sector for a couple of years, and then I moved to Berlin, and there, like, gradually everything became more and more like how to describe it, more adventurous, more off the
A little blurry.
the box. Exactly. At some point, I quit my job in Berlin to make a bike trip, which ended me up in Ankara in Turkey, and then after that, I was totally free in my mind, and I started to like pay attention to what do I want, what makes me happy, what doesn't make me happy, and then in the end, like with a couple of detours, I ended up like making myself becoming self-employed and teaching harmonica, which has been a passion of mine since like earlier than I can remember, actually.
Yeah.
But it's collected a couple of years of dust in Berlin, and I rediscovered it when my son was born, and then everything went really quickly.
That's crazy. So at which point did you start to connect to other harmonica players in your town? Or did you ever do that?
In Berlin, like before, like in Belgium, where I like mainly played harmonica as a kid and as a young adult, I wasn't networking with any other harmonica players. I had like one friend who was also playing some harmonica and guitar mainly, and then we did some stuff together just for fun. But then in Berlin, actually, things got kind of serious, I would say, when the day that I remember that was just after my son's birthday, I got a call from this guy called Marco,
Mm-hmm.
and I had heard his name, like I had read about him just a couple of times, and he called me and he said like if I was interested in getting to know him and have a chat and then maybe talk about doing something together. And I ended up teaching a couple of, like for a while, I was teaching in his school.
Oh yeah.
Like group lessons. And that changed a lot for me. And I don't know whether he realizes it, but he's like, he hasn't really told me a lot about harmonica, like playing harmonica. I got some tips, and then like he kind of just he changed my view of the harmonica. But so far it was very limited. I knew the first and second position, and I didn't care about anything else. I was already teaching, but I was mainly like aiming for really new players and teaching them how to play a bending, how to do this and that, just some basic stuff. And then he just showed me that you can do so much more than the typical stuff that people would expect from a harmonic, blues, and traditional folk music. He at some point I was at his place and he asked me like, I'm now going to just play some, we're going to try some of the modes of the C major scale. I'm just going to accompany on piano and you just do something. And he started and I didn't know what to do at all. And so I started like experimenting with that at home. And then just like, it was like a snowball effect. I was discovering more and more and yeah, so that, and that's how I also became more aware of the harmonica community and the harmonica.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and about you, I discovered you on YouTube at the time.
Yeah.
Like nothing to do with anyone else. I was amazed by some of the stuff that you had uploaded, and then then I also got the tip of your Discord by of a student of mine. He was already in there, and he told me, Tommy, you should maybe join. And,
Okay.
I think you might know him, Sebastian. Sebastian Seabass is called.
Yeah.
He introduced me to your Discord. Yeah, but I have the feeling that I'm still really at the beginning of of the adventure.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that feeling too. Like there's so much to learn. It's getting harder and harder to get better,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, in your case, I can imagine. You've been at it for 15 years, right?
Pretty much, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like this TV show where I discovered the instrument, that was like late 2008.
Yeah.
And now it's late 2023. So that's 15 years of playing harmonica, which is scary.
Yeah.
This instrument ruined my life.
Especially, I mean, you can have 15 years. 15 years is not always the same as 15 years. It depends on how intensive these 15 years are, and I think you've been at it for 15 years, like with so much passion. I've seen that interview. It was one of the greatest interviews ever. Actually, you and Howard Levy. Like the last one, I still have to see, but the one before that actually took 2 hours. I think it took 2 hours.
Oh yeah. I think the new one is pretty long too.
I have to check it, definitely. That was just legendary. Just what you told about like how you sometimes practice without having the harmonica, that's really like that's passion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's terrible.
It's clearly visible what is possible in just 15 years if someone like is so convicted.
I don't know. I mean, in the beginning it was like I also had a friend who started out with me,
Yeah.
Because he also saw the show, and we both got harmonicas, and he was in my class at school, and we just worked on like some simple melodies, and then we had our first concert. Basically, there was like an anniversary of our school, like 350 years of our school we went to, and they did like a big celebration, and we were like one of the acts playing You Raise Me Up on our
of course,
on our C harmonica in first position, and then we went like I had like the no, I didn't do that too much. Probably my friend did that. Yeah. The video is on YouTube.
Oh really? Oh
yeah.
The original performance.
Yeah. That was the first time I've ever went on stage.
Wow. So the first public...
I was scared. I was never again that scared. Yeah.
You were young too, right?
Yeah, I was 13.
Amazing. Yeah.
And we had the backing track, and then like for the last chorus, I transposed the backing track up a half step, and then we went and switched over to our D flat harmonica.
Yeah. Now, you wouldn't do that anymore, would you?
No. That's. Although, like, there are some beautiful half step up modulations out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think this could be done way more often.
Depending on what key you start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't have to do anything with harmonica, but I produced a song. When I started out producing, I did a song with a rapper from Cologne. Yeah. The song was called Kim Jong-un. Oh. And
I heard about that.
I did a half-step modulation up. This was like, if I look back at it, I don't know how I did it, but that was one of the best things ever. It was crazy. It was jazzy. And it was surprising. Yeah. I'm going to play it to you after the stream.
Yeah, cool.
It's like, I mean, I'm very biased, but it's one of the best half-step up modulations ever.
That's cool. I look forward to it.
Yeah. But yeah, starting out with a friend, and then, I don't know, like, there are just, like, few people who take it very seriously for a long time, you know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's the path.
This Monday, my son, Per, you already know him from the channel.
Yeah, because he
did his first public performance on Monday on a Christmas party at our school.
That's perfect. Yeah.
and I'm so proud because I told him like there's gonna be some mommy from another kid who plays piano, and she's gonna play this Christmas song, and you're gonna play along with her. So he never did any rehearsing with her. He didn't know her. So at the moment that she started playing, he went there with his D flat harmonica, and he played it perfectly. He did a German Christmas song, and just like he nailed it. And then just afterwards, we did 3 songs together. One of which was in 2 voices, and it was so good. So I'm like that's probably also in a couple of years we're gonna refer to that first performance that he had at the school.
Oh yeah. That's so good and important. I remember playing at the Christmas market when I started out, you know. And you can make some good money as a child there.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll do that as a duo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
so what's like your favorite Christmas song to play right now?
I really enjoyed playing 2 very different ones, like style-wise. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is why I submitted it to the challenge. Using a country harp, because I think like if there's a reason to use a country harp, it's like something like this, you know, playing that song in second position. It's just like that raised 5 draw is just perfect there. And then also a Silent Night in all variations, all possible positions and registers of the harmonica I've tried. And I still can't really decide which one I like most. I also like second position on a country harp for Silent Night. It gives some nice possibilities, but also like 12th or first low. And I also liked playing that in 2 voices with my son.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did win the Christmas challenge on Discord.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Yeah, and actually technically he's already much further than he actually showed there, because he's now already playing in 12th position, in 4th position, he's playing in 3rd position, he's doing everything, like playing all the bands, and he's now asking me about overblows. I tell him, wait with the overblows, I'm not going to
I don't want to hear them yet. I don't want to hear you practicing them yet.
Exactly. But he's already doing like crazy stuff, like since I play a lot of stuff, some of my inspirations are like Jorah Feidman. I like to try and imitate what he does with the clarinets, and I like playing that style quite often behind screens. And my son hears that. Like he hears when I listen to him, and he hears when I try to play some of the stuff that I hear there. And he's not only singing and whistling those kind of, you know, minor melodies. He's also trying to, like, he's actually successfully playing them on his C harp in 4th position. He can do the harmonic minor in 4th position, and he's already really playing around with that. So yeah, as you notice, I'm very proud of him.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Sergio in the chat. Sorry, but I always hope it is more masterclasses and less dialogue. Although fun, we hope for more technique and more harmonica playing, and even more so when I don't know your guest. This is Construct. I would like to hear how you play. Thank you. Listen to my CDs, Sergio. I don't know. We have so much music out there. Also, Tommy uploaded so many videos. Check out his Instagram. Go to the description box.
Yeah, I have a limit.
But yeah, this is like more of a podcast style. But to be honest, we might change something about this next year. So, I mean, this is episode 101. And we did over 100 of these. And we're going to change something about these for sure next year. So, yeah. But, yeah, talking about that, tell me, like, what was, like, one of the best lessons you ever got in terms of harmonica playing? Like, what was one of the best tips ever someone gave you?
It's actually, that was about intonation, actually.
Okay.
I got the tip that you have to pronounce, and it was just a thing at the time. I didn't really value it even that much. When I got it, I thought, like, okay, what's the point of this? Like, I was told to go E when I play a 1-draw or 2-draw, for example. Because I was always like making the cavity of my mouth like as big as possible for, you know, what I thought was a fat tone, like on a 1-draw and a 2-draw. But what I didn't know is that the intonation was slightly, just like for blues it would have been okay, but anything else in blues it would have probably been a little too low. And at the time that I got the tip, I didn't really think like, I thought like, okay, I'm just gonna say yes and then just ignore it. But it stuck, and that really changed my tone a lot, and it changed the way that I could like play loud notes, like my. But like before that tip, a loud 2-draw for me was like this, you know, like just suck more and keep your mouth as big as possible. And then like after a couple of weeks of experimenting with that E, I was able to do to play. Like get a vibrato in it, and it probably you can't really notice the difference on the thing. But if I'm gonna try, and so like if you try to play loud with the wrong type of breathing and the wrong tongue position, you just kind of choke your note, and I think it's also not good for the harmonica. And that actually changed the way that I sound a lot.
Okay.
And also then that tip that I got from Marco about like, okay, let's try the modes. Just try the modes. I never cared about any modes or, you know.
Yeah, so many harmonica players out there aren't aware of what's possible with just the modes of the C major scale. Like, just all the stuff you can do with the wide keys on the harmonica.
But like if you try those 6, like if you try those, I have to admit I've never tried anything in Locrian.
Yeah, of course.
But if you just try the modes, it sparks. Like it sparks your curiosity, and then you will start caring about other scales and about other types of music that you could harmonica before I just didn't realize. So yeah, exactly. So 5 years ago, I would never have thought about like trying to play some klezmer, and now probably I'm gonna mess up.
Right. Yeah.
Like. Like this. So like stuff like this, I'm kind of too excited right now, but that's something I would have never thought about like trying. I was doing at that point I got that tip to look into the modes. I was doing very traditional, like probably kind of boring stuff in second position.
Yeah.
And I was getting tired of it myself. I loved harmonica a lot, but I was feeling some limitations which I thought were natural for the instrument. And that's the thing. The limitations, there are definitely limitations to your harmonica, like
and every instrument.
To fluency, as opposed to clarinet or saxophone, you can't just breathe out like for 20 seconds and just play a series of fluent notes. It's so much more difficult on a harmonica. But like melody-wise, there's no limitations. You can play anything, and that's and those are just 2 small tips that I got that just had a very, very large influence on my playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I had something in mind, but I did forget. Maybe it comes back. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about your harmonicas. So if you, I mean, I saw that you were playing like a marine band crossover there, right?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I have to show you some. It's not a Hohner. It's the only non-Hohner I have. Like this is not really relevant now because it's crazy. Maybe you've heard of this, but you will understand the point of this. So augmented tuning.
Okay.
allows you to play chromatically with no overblows, because every hole is just a small it's a minor third, so you can always play a half step and a full step in. So that's the craziest thing I have. Otherwise, I only have Hohners. I don't know why. I probably just because as a kid I had Hohners. Crossovers, I have quite a few. I have some MS harps. I like the big river harp with a wooden blues harp comb in it. So I always build those myself in some keys that are for a C or a B flat or an A. I will always get a crossover. But for the less common keys, I might get like an MS harp, which can also be very, very good. Or sometimes I tune them up to a country tuning.
Yeah, as you did in the last video.
Yeah, I was playing. Yeah, exactly. Actually, there I tune up a classic marine band. That was a classic marine band.
Yeah.
That I didn't play anymore, and I made a country out of it.
Wow, did you dive deeper into the augmented tuning? I think I have a student who plays the diminished tuning.
There's this guy. I mean, this was actually a present of a student of mine who came to me because he wanted to get better at playing the augmented harp.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought like, okay, how is this gonna be? Like, what am I gonna do? And surprisingly, he's come over for a couple of months now, and it's working. So sometimes I use my normal Richter harp, and I'll tell him to do this. And I see what he does, and sometimes I have to ask him a question. That and that note, are they draw notes or are they blow notes? Sometimes it's hard to like.
Yeah.
And then when he tells me there are two draw notes, and I might tell him like, okay, try to play them fluently by just not stopping your breathing in between the holes and so on. Like just technical tips. Also tone tips, vibrato tips, because vibrato is more or less the same on that type of harp.
Right, yeah. I always also like put up the diminished tuning for that student, and I look at it at the same time, so I know what's going on his instrument, And
I have tried some stuff on it, and I understand the theory, like the idea behind it. Still, I think it's very unpractical for like easy stuff. If you want to play like an easy children's song, it's so difficult on that harp. You probably have to study it for, like the typical player has to study it for at least 3 years to be able to play O Susanna. That's really, really, and then still it will sound like not very nice. So it's not everyone's cup of tea. But there's one guy, and I don't remember his name, but you should check him out. He's on YouTube, and you find him if you just go for augmented harmonica. And he's like a French guy with a big beard, and he plays like in his living room. And there's like this video, I think it's like 5 or 7 minutes, where he plays like a very fast jazz. I don't remember which piece it is, but
yeah, of course, that's Martin, right, from Poland.
No, hold on, it's not Martin. Hold on, I'm gonna give you the name. I'm on YouTube now.
That's like the only guy that pops up if you look for. Oh, here it is.
Poland.
Eric Schaffer.
Yes, I think that's him. Augmented.
It says like Coco Charlie Parker.
Yeah. I think that's it. Hold on. He's just like, he's crazy. He's absolutely.
I can play this out so people can hear it. I want to listen to the first few seconds.
Start somewhere in the middle of the video. I had this feeling that it got like he got warmed up like by the middle point of the video. Yes, this is Eric Schaffer. After You've Gone, Patrick Bartley. That's it. I think that's the one. I don't know if I liked like his amplification, but he's doing like such crazy. Like if you imagine all the bands he's playing in different modes. And he's actually doing that really well.
I never discovered his channel before.
Yeah, he's not very well known. He has 222 subscribers. But he's like, that must have taken so many years of practice. I don't know if you're listening to it now. I can't hear it, but...
Yeah, I played it out for a few. But that was coming through the stream, but
So that's
Only through my headphones here.
I have that harmonica now, but I I don't play any big stuff on it. Otherwise, I have mainly crossovers, Marine Band Deluxe, and some MS harps, like the wooden comb ones. Those are. I've tried Lee Oscars. I didn't really like them. I've tried some Seidels, but
Babak is in the chat. He knows him.
Oh, Babak knows him. Sure, Babak knows him. Yeah, of course. They're equally crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna check his stuff out.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of those taught the other for some time to do crazy stuff on the harmonica.
Yeah, he seems to be French.
Yeah, I think he's French. Yeah, he's the only one I know that plays like this on an augmented harp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, do you set up your harmonicas yourself?
Yeah, I do everything myself. Sometimes you buy one, even the more expensive ones, like the crossovers, and you just have and it's just not good, you know. And then I do most of the work myself. There's nothing that I haven't been able to fix. And when I really give harmonica a lot of love, then it becomes a different instrument. There's some things that I don't understand yet about harmonica, about how the way it works. Sometimes there's this, you probably know this, like if you play a bend for example, a 3 full step. Luckily, I haven't had that very often, but there's some harmonicas that I had which start producing a squeak when you bend at a low volume for a long time, even though you're using perfect technique, and it just starts squeaking. And I don't know where this comes from, where this squeaking is produced, and what you can do to reduce it. Sometimes I've been lucky and I managed to fix it, but I don't know how.
I mean, it's probably like similar to the squeaky overblows. It's just like
alignment of the reed inside.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
somebody in the chat. I don't know, but yeah, I got this. I got this little piccolo.
Oh yeah. I saw that. I saw the post. Yeah. That's cool. Cool.
But yeah, like you can only set it up to a certain degree. Obviously, it's like so small, and you got like. The reeds have to be so short, but it's still in C, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like so tiny, the holes. And I thought at some point I did get that noise from the 3 or 1.5 step band. Let me check.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I could hear it a little bit. Yeah.
There it is, right? I don't know how to fix that. I gotta ask with my customizer. He knows how to, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And actually, the reason I don't like Lee Oscars is they all do that.
I see. Yeah.
Like at least the. Yeah.
But otherwise, it's cool.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, great.
For such a small instrument, crazy.
Absolutely, yeah. That's cool.
Like just thinking about it, and I don't know, grabbing it.
Yeah.
In front of a whole lot of people and playing a jazz standard on it.
Yeah.
This is like the smallest instrument you can play something like that.
I have.
Right?
I don't know if you've tried those, but I have a baby. This particular one is not good. Like I have a better one there, but the baby fat Kongshan. They have 7 holes, and some of them I once ordered like 6 of them, and some of them are really good. They're not. I wouldn't compare them with the good Hohners, but still they can do a lot. And it's funny. Like it's shorter than your finger, shorter than your index finger.
Oh yeah, I mean Seidel has also the big 6, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the smallest one with 3 octaves,
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Cool.
To have that available is kind of nice.
The fact that it's small, yeah, that's really cool.
10-hole band, that's really amazing for this small thing. 7/0 overdraw.
Yeah, great. So it sounds like it's pretty smooth for a small instrument like that, at least.
Yeah. And it's easy. It's easy to cup.
It doesn't sound stiff.
Yeah. It's easy to cup and do like the
definitely.
wahs and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm not sure, but that's just something you can't really change, I think. Maybe like if you go to the upper hole or like the one hole, like this little hole in between the cover plate and the reed plate is like kind of big compared to.
I'm gonna try and enlarge.
I mean, compared to the size of the instrument. I just look at the regular one right now. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the difference in size, right?
Yeah. Wow.
And usually I think they are the tuning is worse. So he definitely tuned it.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. So you mean like the tuning is usually like used to be like the Silver Stars or something, like a little sloppy?
I'm sure like on the piccolo it's just hard to get them right?
Yeah.
And like in any case they are no longer produced, so if you get one at a store, it probably sits there for some time already.
Check on eBay. I'll check on eBay.
Yeah.
Get one for my.
But then like this is like probably the biggest advantage, like having these opened cover plates.
Yeah.
Like they're very close in the original.
Looks very solidly built, actually.
Yeah, I'm not like a cover plate squeezer.
No.
Only if I sit on it accidentally.
That can happen, yeah.
Did that happen to yours?
Or if you have kids, if you have kids, things happen to your harmonicas.
I see, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much stuff possible, and that's also why, like, all my students, like in the beginning, I usually ask them like what kind of music they're listening to.
Yeah.
Outside of harmonica, because like if they like whatever.
I don't currently listen to a lot of harmonica music, but I listen to stuff that sometimes inspires me to grab the harmonica and try to play that. As I told you, I've been into like Jorah Feidman a lot in the last couple of years. Now I'm also already for a while listening to Bobby Gordon, clarinetists, jazz clarinetists, which I really enjoy listening to. And there also sometimes I try to do something in that style on the harmonica. Like that. Actually, Bobby Gordon has motivated me to try and play some stuff in third position major, which isn't something I've done in the past. Before.
Yeah, that's not my favorite either. But it can be cool.
There's this song called Clarinet, like the Clarinet Blue, and it's the way that I try to play it. It's really far from perfect, but it's like an experiment. But I've tried it in third position major, and hold on. There we go. It goes like this. I can take this. Hold on. Something like this, huh? So that is.
Yeah, you gotta be able to get all of these bands for that stuff.
There's a lot of bands. It's
like what I did on the Christmas thing. Like that's probably the only position you can play it without overblows. Is like playing White Christmas in third position.
Actually, starts like it's very similar, and all these halves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like that would be a good position to play that. Yeah,
that's some bending, heavy lifting. Mosen is in the chat. Hey,
Who's in the chat?
Mosen.
Hi.
Is Mosen or Mosen? I'm actually not sure.
Oh, Mohsen. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce. Yes.
Probably Mosen. Yeah.
Yes, from Tehran.
Please tell us.
I've had the honor to meet him in the in Kreuzberg, actually in the classroom of Marco. That I was
sick.
I was teaching the group at that night, and he was one of the students. Like he was a guest. He was a guest student that night. And
wow.
He was in my group. That was really like I didn't know him, and afterwards I got to know like his chromatic playing, which. And he's a very, very dedicated teacher. He's like, I don't know, he teaches like 30 people per day.
Is that true?
That impression I get. Sometimes he does these stories where like he puts the time like that. I think in 30 minutes slots. He puts like from morning to evening. He's a very hardworking musician and teacher. Mohsen. Hi, Mohsen.
How about you? Did you ever have like one-on-one harmonica lessons from somebody?
Not yet, actually. I've like everything that I know how to do is actually like just by trying stuff that I heard.
Yeah.
And listening to harmonica and non-harmonica music and try to. I've had some one-on-one lessons as a kid, as a small kid. My grandma started to teach me piano when I think I was 6 or 7. And
okay.
I would sit in front of the piano and she would play me like a piece in small parts. Like, for example, one of the first ones that I learned was Le Coucou, like the cuckoo from Daquin. And then afterwards came Arabesque, the first Arabesque of Debussy. And it's basically, she was just showing me what notes she plays, and then I had to play after her. And that did a lot for me, and probably also did a lot for my harmonica playing, because it developed my hearing at an early age, which is then good for intonation and so on. But the lessons, I've considered taking harmonica lessons, and I don't know if you remember, or maybe you just missed it, but I once, a couple of years ago, I sent you an email asking for a lesson. And I never got. I think maybe it landed in the spam. I don't know what happens. You check your.
That's crazy.
And also I've been playing with the idea of taking some lessons from Jason Ritchie, which is also a player that I absolutely adore.
Yeah.
Not just as a player, but also like the type of character he is and how generous he is with his lessons, not just music lessons, but also life lessons. And he's absolutely amazing. So I've been playing with that idea of asking him, but I haven't done it yet.
Interesting. So that would be your first one-on-one harmonica lesson.
My first one-on-one harmonica lesson. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some I don't know what turns people into like self-learning people. Some people can do it, some people cannot, which is okay. I mean, if you need a teacher to get ahead or like to develop yourself, then it's fine. There's so many great teachers, and depending on what you want to learn or like who you like most, you can. There's such, even in this small niche of the harmonica world, there's so many people you can you can go to.
Yeah, I feel like if you want to do it on your own, it's just like about, I don't know, being very honest to yourself, being able to give yourself feedback, and also have the opportunity to give yourself feedback by recording yourself.
That's what I wanted to
and like putting yourself in situations where you have to play in front of people and all that stuff. It has to come together, you know?
That's exactly what I wanted to say now, is that like it's so valuable to record yourself, whether it's like with video or just audio. There's so many things that you don't hear while you play, and I've had that in the past that I had the impression I'm playing like this is sounding good, and then I was listening to the recording and I thought, okay, this I didn't like, that I didn't like. Oh, here I was not like, I skipped a beat, or that wasn't really, the timing wasn't perfect. or I made I hear a mistake and a correction of the mistake which I didn't even realize while playing. So that is definitely something that I can recommend to any musician, like any player.
Yeah.
The instrument is to record yourself and then listen to it unbiased if possible. So
That's it. Yeah, to have like that.
Be honest with yourself.
Just objective view then.
And also, yes, playing, like, whether it's for friends or for, like, at your school or your local community event, just playing for people, just like getting rid of that fear that, like, probably everyone has in the beginning of, like, going public and exposing yourself, especially with an instrument as intimate as a harmonica. I don't know what about it, like, something about the harmonica is it makes you so. The first time I played harmonica for other people, I felt so vulnerable because it's my breath and it's so close in my ear. People can't even really see the instruments, and it's so personal. It's so, the sound that comes out is actually, it's almost like your voice.
Yeah, I mean every horn player says that it's close to the voice, but I feel like everybody except for harmonica players is lying. You can't get any closer with a. Yeah.
I mean, yes, of course. Horn, like, it sounds like the stuff you can do with it sounds like it's similar to a human voice, especially like the fluency you can get and all the small subtle changes in tone but like literally the harmonica is inside your mouth and it feels like you're using like artificial vocal cords to sing through. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do understand. Yes, it could be less of a problem being like, oh yeah, there's this big grand piano and I just...
Exactly, and you're sitting behind it. It's easy,
Yeah, it's not... I mean, at first it's not as close to you as the harmonica. I mean, of course, like as a professional, and then you actually want to develop that connection, and also an instrument like that can be very close to...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah.
But especially like for new players, like or like whoever is not very experienced in, I mean, when I was a kid, I was also playing at family gatherings, like big family gatherings. I was playing some piano, and that was okay. But I remember the first time I was playing harmonica in public, I felt so. I can only say, like, this is the only word that really describes it. I felt so vulnerable, It was so intimate, and I felt very exposed.
Yeah.
But now,
yeah, recording yourself, that's it. Yeah, that's why I record myself doing sports. Like, I can look at my technique and be like, oh shit.
Exactly. Yeah. You
gotta work on that. And
very, very active. I've noticed. Very active, like on a sport level.
Trying to. Yeah.
Yeah. A healthy mind in a healthy body, right?
Other way around.
Or a healthy body, yeah.
That's where the healthy mind comes from.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, harmonica playing is already pretty healthy, right?
Yeah, as long as you clean it regularly.
Okay, so then it's super unhealthy on my side.
Nah, apparently it's okay. Yeah, harmonica playing is I think it's very good for mental health and also physical health because of the breathing. Like probably most wind instruments. It's good for your breathing technique in general, and also like just keeping the blood flow. People that have maybe.
And I always thought like if it would be possible, because I mean that's like a kind of a trendy thing, right? And it makes a whole lot of money, I guess. Yeah. Connecting the Wim Hof method with harmonica playing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You mean like stepping into an ice bath and then trying to play White Christmas?
Yeah, I'm not sure if like you can use that breathing technique playing harmonica.
I would be very interested in hearing you play like one of the pieces that you're very comfortable with inside an ice tub. See if how that influences your tone and your. I think it can do a.
Did you ever do the ice bath thing?
Actually, involuntarily, it was a couple of years ago. Our dog broke into through the ice on a big lake in Berlin, and there was like this hole, and the first part, like the first few meters were no ice, but she was like further on the lake where she was inside a hole and she was trying to get out, and it was really, really scary. And what I did there were so many people there and everyone was screaming and panicking, and I undressed totally and I went into that ice water. It was absolutely horrible. I've never done that before. Sometimes I would take a cold shower, just
I mean, I could do that. I do like cold showers, but
water, and you're not prepared and you've never done that and you have to save a dog. It's absolutely like everything that was in the water was hurting so much. That was my involuntary Wim Hof experience. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
And that's funny. I remember playing harmonica. Like I was just playing harmonica, like walking along the lake, and then at some point people started screaming, and I looked, and like that was our dog in a hole in the ice. She had what had happened. She had like started running for geese or not swans, and she wanted to catch them, and the ice had become really like unstable. So one second you're playing harmonica, and like 20 seconds later you're naked in ice water, trying to save your dog. Yeah.
But yeah, that would actually be if you would do like a solid ice bath and play harmonica at the same time, that would be like a viral video.
That would be an amazing exercise for breath control. That would be so good.
Who would be the first doing this?
Oh, I hear you starting a new challenge.
That would be... Man, that could go viral. That's the thing.
Konstantin.
If you do it correctly.
On January or February. The January or February challenge. Play any song as long as you're in ice water.
How are people going to prove that it's actual ice water? They all have to get like a...
Yeah, that's true. So it should be like it
have
should
to measure it on screen and
like that, or it has to be like on in a frozen lake. I don't know how to do that, but that would be a great idea. I don't think there would be so many participants.
Oh, Tina says I have a friend. She takes baths in the ocean every day in the year in Sweden.
Oh yeah,
easy.
Sweet.
So now you should join her and take the video.
Let's do that.
And if you play the right song,
I think that could be yeah.
This could go viral on, I don't know, TikTok or Instagram. I don't know.
It's not as crazy as this challenge. I don't know. You probably, as a harmonica fan, you've probably seen that on social media. This challenge where people take a harmonica in their mouth and then they have someone hit them on the knees or on the legs.
Yeah.
Just to not make a sound.
These are actually, if you look for harmonica either on YouTube or whatever, TikTok, and then you go by like, oh yeah, like how many views, like which one got the most views? It's all just that crap. Yeah.
The ice water challenge would make much more sense. That would be really cool actually if you can.
Man, I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking of options already.
I know. I can imagine. It's like seeing in next couple of months a video where you're playing.
But I never took an ice bath. Like it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. That's.
But I think I have a friend from Cologne. That would be the guy I should do it with.
Yeah.
And he's a trumpet player, and now he's an official Wim Hof instructor.
Oh yeah, cool. That's cool.
So that would be perfect.
Yeah.
He should teach me, and I can finally go viral.
Yeah, that will gain you definitely like 30,000 followers.
I waited for this my whole life, you know.
Yeah. You're also about slow organic growth, huh? Yeah, but you do a crazy thing like that, I'm sure that will.
Exactly. I just have to be the first, you know. I got to be fast now.
Now that it's open in the public, you have to act because someone's going to do it for you.
Someone's going to do it. I see you guys in the chat.
And if you can then play something that sounds great, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see. Wow. I can see those.
Getting some new ideas here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about it.
Cool. Let me know. I'll be watching.
But we didn't actually even talk about this. Like, what sparked your interest about the harmonica? Like, where did you hear the instrument for the first time?
Probably from my own mouth, but I don't remember it. My parents, they tell me that when I was a baby, like less than 1 year old, they had like a harmonica on my baby stroller, like with a band attached, and I was always playing that, like blowing in and out, in my, like when they were walking with me outside, and they tell me that I was famous in our little town for doing that.
Okay.
And that's probably how I first got in touch with harmonica. I can't imagine anything before that. My father used to have a chromatic, like a chromonica, and he would also sometimes sit down at home and play. He wasn't a very a practiced player, but still he also like influenced me by just, if your dad sits and makes music, whatever it sounds like, as long as it's like notes that are sounding nice, I think it does a lot to the kids' brain, like if their parents make music, and that's how it started. Probably the first harmonica that I can remember playing and having was one that I got from my grandma.
Okay.
And that was a Hohner. I don't know if you know.
Got it, like it was a present from your grandma?
No, actually, it used to be.
Okay.
She had it lying around. I don't know if she ever played it, but I remember it was very old already at the time, and that was in the 80s, and it looked really old. And the comb, I still visualize it. It was like a wooden. It was a Hohner Tango. It's a tremolo harmonica, double-sided as well. And I still remember that the cover plates were squeezed, and they were further out than the comb, so it wasn't.
I see.
And also all the paint on the comb was already gone.
Yeah.
So it's been an instrument maybe from the 1940s or 50s. I don't know, something like that. And I played that. I played like 2 songs on that, like for for a couple of years. I was always playing Muss ich denn in Städtli hinaus, which I once heard at school, like when an accordion player was invited and he played that song. And then I also got like my first brand new harmonica I got was a GDR harmonica called Bandmaster, also double-sided. And I think that was an octave harmonica. And then I had one banana-shaped one, which I don't remember what it was, like what kind of brand it was. And my first blues harmonica I went out to buy myself. I think like that was in my early 20s. I went to the music store and I said, I want to have a blues harmonica. I didn't know anything about blues. I just knew that I wanted to have a blues harmonica and play some blues, like this romantic idea.
Yeah.
And then since I didn't really, like, I got home, single notes were like automatic, like right away. I never understood, like personally, I never had any issue with that, but I didn't know how to do some of that stuff that, you hear in movies and on some vinyl records that my father used to have. And then that comes YouTube. And one of the only persons who was like doing harmonica stuff on YouTube was Adam Gusso.
Yeah.
And I just had like 2 videos of his that I watched, and I always tried just imitating the sound. And then at some point I figured out how to do a bending, and then once I understood like how it happens, I was very quick in learning all the bends. Like it became very intuitive to me. So I was technically doing a lot of stuff on a harmonica before I actually was making music with it that really makes sense. So I didn't know about the 12-bar blues progression, so I was making bluesy sounds but without any structure. That's how it started, and then the rest is history. So getting more mature in my head, and like listening to music more with more mindfulness then caused me, like, it helped me become more musical on that instrument. Yeah.
So I think that's true. Like,
early childhood.
I also played my grandparents' instrument first.
Yeah,
and then probably, it was probably like an unsere Lieblinge harmonica, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in my buggy, I got like my first piccolo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And I don't know. When I saw the TV show, then I went to the music store and then I bought
an
actual harmonica.
So you watched Michael Hirte, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever got in touch with him?
I never got in touch with him. I didn't really know him until a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Like one of my students actually talked about Michael. I wasn't really familiar with him at all when I started teaching, and then my students.
There was like kind of a harmonica boom at that time, you know.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, now I understand how, like the importance he had, like and why he became such a success. You know, because of the story around him, and which was very nice and very touching. The weird thing, have you heard? Like, someone told me that like his later CDs, there's still harmonica CDs, but the harmonica on there is not a real one, but a synthesized one. Have you heard about that? I don't know if it's true.
That's crazy. Oh, sorry, that was a sound from the stream. Interesting.
Someone told me. Someone with who knows, like someone like a pretty good source.
Wow.
Or for actually evaluating that, told me that that maybe you have some of these CDs there. I don't know that you never played, that you never unpacked, but that's what I heard. But yeah, Michael Hirte, I can imagine that when
Let's listen.
Became. Yeah, sure.
Let's check.
I don't know. Find him on Spotify, one of his latest releases. If it's really true, I'm really curious. I never bothered finding out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's synthesized harmonica and he makes money with it. That's cool. That's awesome. You know?
I don't even know if he's still involved in that or if he like just put his signature and said like, okay, yeah, do whatever you want.
I see.
Could be, I don't know.
Because like I know the guy who produced his early records.
Yeah.
But that was like, his first album was 2008.
Yeah.
So that was some real harmonica. But now this is like a best of. I don't know if these are new recordings then. Love Hurts, that seems like this is 2021. And this is like new productions.
Yeah, let's see. Like that.
Arms of Mary, Angels. That's probably the Robbie Williams song, right?
Probably.
Okay, let's check that out. Angels. It is the Robbie Williams song. Wow. It kind of sounds synthesized.
I don't know.
I can't hear you while playing this out. Yeah.
For me, I wouldn't be able to like really say for sure. I like because of the quality of the connection wasn't like really good. I would say like yes, it was harmonica, but theoretically, I've heard some synthesized harmonica that was way worse. That's why I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's true. But I actually feel like it is synthesized. Oh, let's hear that again.
I wouldn't bet on
was
you,
like
you listen to the frequency of the wah 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 probably, yeah. If it's always identical or.
nah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it feels the sound of that feels kind of unnatural. That's true.
Yeah,
But I just playing this. That would be like first position and a 4-hole draw, and I can hear like a tiny little bit of the 5-hole draw on that one. Like it's a little dirty.
That would mean that
I mean, it's like super subtle, but that would be interesting if that was synthesized. Then I'm like I kind of don't know.
maybe they sampled him completely, like all of the notes, and then they were able to make some. I don't know how that would be possible technology-wise, but like they have like actual. Yeah, I think with like real synthesized sound would sound different. Like it would sound like, I don't know. It wouldn't. Anyway, maybe you can ask the guy that you worked with, or that you know. Like, I don't. Yeah. I can imagine where the idea comes from. So yeah. Like the way the articulation was unnatural, huh? Like. Yeah. So probably. Yeah. I don't want to insult anyone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what? Actually, I had a question for you. Like, do you also do some other stuff, harmonica wise, like except teaching and performing on stage? Like, do you also work like with film composers or like? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, did you do some recordings for film? Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, my mother, she used to watch that a lot in Belgium. I actually learned German. I remember it, and putting it on like some faster speed with sound, so that she would need less time for one episode. She was like, so probably like if she would have heard your harmonica playing in there, it would have been faster than what you played. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I think you're in a position of finding that out, because since you know someone who made who you maybe 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 he still knows the right people or has the right connections to find out, because it's I think it's interesting, because he's such an iconic harmonica player in Germany. We kind of exactly. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Some of them which were really terrible, terrible. I once got an assignment also for a cinema film to do a recording, and I got from the composer, I got like the version but played with synthesized harmonica, and that was a totally different totally different sound than the one that we were now, like really horrible, with like this very artificial vibrato on it. Yeah, so there's definitely worse ones. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I personally know a lot of kids that already have gotten harmonicas for presents. Some of them for me, of course. But yeah, I have the feeling that harmonicas are still a really great idea for a Christmas gift, at least for the kids. I don't know if most parents would agree. um, Although even there, like, uh, definitely, like if you can afford it and you, yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, anything like below and like a A or below is good. Although like if you get a too low one, they might like detune very quickly with I don't know. But yeah, like I once got a box of Hohner Speedies. Oh, oh, are you like Liam Mort? did, did you sort out that problem with the software? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good. So hopefully Tina can hear you again by now. You really? Oh no! Can they hear like none of us, or they can hear me? Okay, I can become your translator. Oh really? Oh God. Okay, so just Konstantin just confirmed that that no one can hear him talk. Now feel the pressure of getting the message across. Although I don't know what time it is. Maybe it's already. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jaw harp is really good because most of the tongue positions that you use for harmonica are actually also in jaw harp. Like, uh, that's true. That's true. Like if you have great embouchure for like jaw harp, you can have a good sound on harmonica, and the other way around probably. Yeah. So I got the request by Konstantin to wish all of you happy holidays and a happy New Year because he's unable to get the message across himself. So, and thank you. I thank myself for joining. for joining us today. And we both thank all of the listeners for being there and for sticking around. Thank you. Bye-bye. So do we stay on the Skype now, or
My lady, you know me, no forgive up on you never. Wanna be with you forever, 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 forever. Oh baby, where we they go? Now forward and far, backward never. Them they pray make we run down never, 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 never. I'ma get that low. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move they never know, they never know. Money go check low. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move they never know, they never know. They never know. They never know. Without you, baby, the journey go too rough. So you know, girl, I be feeling this love. Even when I'm down, you wonder what's in this up. It's not blessing, I'ma not be luck. Baby, nobody feel there like you. Rara, rara. I said nobody feel make me feel the way you do. Rara, rara. I'ma get that low. Girl, you the best I know. Our next move they never know, they never know. Money go check low. Girl, you the best